Hi, good people. If you've actually tuned in and you're somehow getting this live stream, we're just trying to solve a little technical problem here. I'll let you know in a moment what's going on.
Okay, it's coming up live. Okay.
You got? Okay, so copy and paste the link from the top of... So I am live now?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sorry for the delay, good people. It's Saturday, the 26th of June, and apparently Mercury is in retrograde because my whole pre-scheduled live stream got blown out of the water by some technological glitch that I don't comprehend. I'll be publishing on Facebook what's going on with the next one. But for now, let me just tell you what's happening. For the next 2 days, I'm going to be doing an introspective or retrospective of all my songs. I'll be playing some of them live, and some of them I will be playing from the best recordings that I have of them. And if you're going to visit me, please be ready to enjoy the music. I'm going to be offering the best of everything that I do, and welcome you. If you come in and you say hi on the chat channel, we can talk and on the chat channel while the recorded music is playing. I am Bert Lee. My manager wife is in the other room. I'm asking her now if she can actually hear everything I'm saying.
Yes.
That's a yes, that's a go. Okay, we're going to start now with music that I wrote when I was first in the village as a young teenager. And I was about 16 or 17 when I came to New York, and I lived in a commune in the East Village called the Heavenly Breakfast Commune. It was run by the wonderful Samuel R. Delany, unquestionably one of the great science fiction master writers of the 20th century. And he's still around kicking and still as productive as hell. In any event, it was a pleasure to live in that commune, and occasionally we would wander out on trips together, and I went at one point to Milford, Pennsylvania with him and my then girlfriend Anne Pohl, the daughter of Frederick Pohl, the science fiction writer, and there we met a young woman named Evelyn who lived in a treehouse, which inspired me in many ways in this world, and that inspiration is mirrored recently in a book that I wrote where I choose to live in a treehouse. So in any event, this is the song called Evelyn. And this is how the live music is going to work. The recorded music is going to have these lovely screens, beep, like that, with information on them about the source of the music. And this is a re-recording of Evelyn. It was originally recorded for the Richard Cameron Burt, but this was re-recorded just about 6 months ago to get a nicer feel for it. So I hope you enjoy Evelyn. Beside a water wheel, Dawn was laying diamonds in the grass. My Evelyn looked gently down. Water was her looking glass. The snow had come and gone. Shoots of May were pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Snow had come and gone. pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Beside a water wheel. And that was Evelyn from my recently released retrospective album called Swimming in Falling Water, that features songs from all periods of my songwriting career, such as it was. Okay, when I was actually living in the Heavenly Breakfast commune, I wrote a lot of weird songs because we were a weird commune, and we had our own little band, which was called the Heavenly Breakfast. How perfectly logical. And this was the first song that I wrote that actually tried to emulate somebody other than Donovan, because he had been my inspiration before that. So this song's got a little bit of the Beatles and a little bit of Gilbert and Sullivan in it. And I'll play this one live for you. This is the 6-Day Bicycle Racer. By His Majesty's decree, the people are invited to a celebration on the palace lawn. If you come just after 3, the food and drink will be provided. If you don't go, you will wish that you had gone. For the princess is engaged to a 6-day tandem racer, and a faster man on wheels there's never been. And the wedding date is reckoned at July the 22nd. When he arrives, the celebration will begin. Now the king was very glad his daughter finally had a husband trapped to occupy her days. She rarely did a thing but to sit and weep and sing, and to wander through the palace garden maze. And the tandem racer's name was Baron Basil Werner, possessor of a world-famed racing cup. He spins his silver pedals and he polishes his medals, and you couldn't count the brides that he stood up. On July the 21st, the royal wedding was rehearsed, and everyone except the groom was there. They tried hard not to worry, they were sure that he would hurry and arrive with lots of time to spare. But from Luxembourg the tandem racer sent a cablegram. He'd raced against the clock and he had lost, and his wheels spin round and they make a whirring sound, and you couldn't count the countries that he'd crossed. Well, they held the wedding anyway, though it started in to rain, and the princess emptied water from her shoe. It rained all day and the baron never came, and the people all found better things to do. So there you have it. My attempt to write a Beatle-like song written when I was 17 years old, as I recall how it worked out. So the Heavenly Breakfast dissolved, and I started floating around the West Village. I didn't have a heck of a lot to do, so I was going to McDougal Street every night and playing music and trying to do something with my life. And I wrote this song before I found my next band, which was to be the Central Park Sheiks. It took a few years to find the Sheiks, and I wrote this song along with a bunch of others, and there were songs waiting for a band. There I stood on the street, a grown man at last, with the road at my feet. I turned my back to the past. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. with the sun in my eyes. I went seeking the prize. My father, he told me I had best take some care, and he offered me money to help pay for my fare. It's a story of hope. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. Now the miles, they are many, back to where I come from. And the prize, if there's any, is just a ticket back home. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. That's the prize. So I joined the Central Park Sheiks a few years after I left the West Village and my little skiffle band, Richard, Cam, and Bert. The Sheiks were a more serious affair. They were the first band where I played with people who were really much better than me, and I had to be on top of my game. So I started writing a lot of perhaps more interesting, but definitely more challenging songs to play. This next tune, which I'm going to play for you in a recording, is from the Central Park Sheiks' Honeysuckle Rose album, and this tune is called Wind in the Pines, and I do hope you enjoy it. But yourself when you find you've been hiding inside your mind, feeling like you don't feel nothing at all, walking in a circle and talking to the wall. Up on the mountain, down in the hollow, wind in the pine, wind in the willow, crickets singing under my pillow, starlight shines, I'm bound to follow. You can't fool nobody but yourself when you say you're too lost to locate a way, or that the world is such and such, much too little or a little too much. Up on the mountain, down in the hollow, wind in the pine, wind in the willow, crickets singing under my pillow, starlight shines, I'm bound to follow. It's up to you to let yourself go, there really isn't all that much to know. You got to take what you need, there's just enough, you can feel it if you let yourself touch. Up on the mountain, down in the hollow, wind in the pine, wind in the willow, crickets singing under my pillow, starlight shines, I'm bound to follow.
It's up to you to let yourself see that all this time you just had to be there. Really isn't no one to blame at all. You can have a good time, you don't have to fall.
And that was the Central Park Sheiks, Wind in the Willows. And I'm back here again with some more Sheiks music. I had some serious trouble getting tonight's live stream started. I see I do have one person listening back there, but I don't know who they are. So if you care to, and you have access to chat, say hi. I love to know who I'm performing for. Otherwise, this is just a recorded practice session for me. I'll be having to change the link for the whole weekend because of some screw up over at YouTube. Who knows what that's about? But it's what it is. What it is what it is. This is the first time that I made an attempt to write a swing song, because the Sheiks were by and large a cowboy jazz and western swing band. And I had not really essayed into that territory before. And the closest I'd gotten to listening to it was Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks. But the Sheiks hepped me to all of the other stuff I needed to hear, like Django and Charlie Christian and all the good stuff. So this was my first attempt at writing a swing song. This is The Shipwrecked Man, which can be found on the Central Park Sheiks album, Honeysuckle Rose. I'm a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? When I'm down, I go put on a record, even if I've heard that song too many times before. I play it one time more, it still makes me cry. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again. And all I do is watch the rain. She's gone, she left no note, no number to call. She's gone, and lately I ain't seen her at all again. And all I do is watch the rain. And if I were a bird, I'd fly above this rain cloud. Where the sun is shining, I'd be flying high. At least I'd try. Oh, if I were a bird, but I ain't. If you ain't heard, I'm just a shipwrecked man in a sea of trouble, watching the rain make crazy puzzles on the window pane. In a sea of rain, how do you stay dry? That's The Shipwrecked Man in the Sea of Trouble, my first attempt at writing that kind of song, which I guess you'd call a swing song, a jazz swing song. And I have a third lurker. I'm guessing that's probably somebody from the West Coast who's receiving this transmission. Because the world is round. They get it at a different time of their day. Because the world is round. Take that, you flat earthers. That's all the evidence you really need. And I didn't stop. When I was playing with the Sheiks, I didn't stop listening to other kinds of music. And for a while, I was enraptured with some of the standard country pop singers. And I really listened to a lot of George Jones, because, man, what a great voice. And I think this song was inspired by George Jones. And I did it with the Sheiks, never got put on an album. And I forgot about it over the years, but a few weeks ago, months ago at this point, I guess, I started singing it, and my wife said, I've never heard that song before. I've never heard you sing that way before. So I put it back in the repertoire, and here it is. It's a Scarecrow and the Blackbird. Blackbird sitting on a fence post, laughing like he knows some kind of joke. I fail to see what's so funny. My whole world just went up in smoke. Won't you let me in on a joke? Scarecrow dancing in a cornfield, dancing while the wind blows him around. Sometimes I feel like that scarecrow, watching over my dry patch of ground, while the wind just blows me around. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fools in a bar. They sing a broke down honky-tonk waltz, a broke down honky-tonk waltz. Blackbird, fly away from my shoulder. Oh, blues, fly away from my heart. I've had this shadow upon me, darling, since we've been apart. Oh, blues, fly away from my heart. There's a strange melody that hangs in the breeze, like a calliope gone out of tune. And those crows sing a song that's all busted and wrong by the cold light of the old crooked moon. They sing a broke down honky-tonk waltz. It's a broke down honky-tonk waltz. A broke down honky-tonk waltz. That's a Blackbird and Scarecrow, the honky-tonk waltz. I guess this is a practice session today. Alrighty. So the Sheiks lasted for about 6 years. We did a lot of touring. We went all over the country playing mostly at colleges, where we were a very well accepted band and requested year after year on the college circuit. We made one album, which I mentioned earlier, was called Honeysuckle Rose, which it still exists as a CD, which you can buy at an exorbitant price if you can find it on eBay or something. But to listen to it for more or less free, I just recommend you find it on YouTube. The entire album is there, Honeysuckle Rose by the Central Park Sheiks, and you'll hear what it was that we could do so well. This is another song I wrote while I was in the Sheiks, but never had a chance to get recorded, which is too bad, because this was a well-liked song for the Sheiks, and a return to my roots as a funnier songwriter. Now the bellhop, he don't jump to do the chores. The elevator man's getting drunk between the floors at the Blue Hotel. At the Blue Hotel. When you're stepping off the street, you'll find the service so discreet. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. The upstairs maid's got something going on the side. The house dick, he's been known to take a bribe at the Blue Hotel. Bring along your aunt, meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. When you step down and dine in our luxurious lounge, you'll get the finest meal that the house can scrounge. The chef is deaf, hear the waitress yell. in the kitchen of the Blue Hotel. The house band plays an anonymous bop. They play Savoy and the Bunny Hop. Busboys in the back room dancing with a mop in the basement of the Blue Hotel. Ring that bell if you want to call the clerk. Knock on the desk if the bell don't work at the Blue Hotel. Bring along your aunt, meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. Now the desk clerk's name is Grip Pipe Thin, and he checks you out as he checks you in. He writes your name with a pen on a chain. As he does this thing, you check out the terrain. You see Slippery Sylvester and his sinister maw hanging out in the shadows that lurk in the hall. The eyeballs are moving in a portrait on the wall in the foyer, and way up in the corner by the dusty curtain lining, there's a fat black spider dining. The picture isn't nice. There are poker-playing mice behind the baseboards of the Blue Hotel. Ring that bell if you want to call the clerk. Knock on the desk if the bell don't work at the Blue Hotel. Stay there overnight. They are bound to treat us right. You're always welcome at the Blue Hotel. Bring along your aunt, meet me by the potted plant in the lobby of the Blue Hotel. Don't steal the ashtrays. And that's the Blue Hotel. Okay, this next recording commemorates a time after I left the company of the Sheiks. Make sure I have the right. Yes. And I wandered for a while. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er hill and dale. Oh, no, that's something else. But I was experimenting. I was learning how to record at home. I was playing rock and roll. I was attempting to be anything except the Sheiks. And I wrote this song, and once again, it languished for a long time, kind of forgotten. But I recorded it back then with a little Tascam hand recorder, 4-channel cassette tape recorder. Released it as my first home-released album on cassette tapes, which I understand are fashionable again, which I find wonderfully bizarre. And then I recently, about 4 or 5 years ago recently, did a much better version of it. So this is a tune called Rainbow Wine. I hope you enjoy it.
You're a catfish watching me from the bottom of a pool. Half of me is a fisherman and the other half is a fool. When I feel you make your move, I'm just a little too late. You're just a flicker in the ripples now, and you stole my bait. I wasn't ready just then, I'll be ready this time. Ready to taste your rainbow wine. Sometimes you drift off and you don't know you're asleep. You see some shiny treasures there that you'd really like to keep. You're only dreaming and you can't possess that prize. Those diamonds only fade away when you open up your eyes. I wasn't ready just then, I'll be ready this time. Ready to taste your rainbow wine. You keep on haunting me, I wanna make you mine. I need you haunting me. Ready to taste your rainbow wine. get so impatient, it all just takes so long. Every trick I tried on you just turned out all wrong. Now I feel so awkward, like the shy boy at the dance. And you turn around and smile at me, and there's my chance. I wasn't ready just then, I'll be ready this time, ready to taste your rainbow wine.
Well, as they say in the trade, that was something completely different. That kind of song presaged the kind of writing I was about to do 20 years later, when I had more of a real studio at my disposal. And like I say, some of these songs get put aside and forgotten about, and then I discover years later that they're pretty good. So I think that's one of them. Another song that got written after I left the Sheiks, that I wish it had been around for the Sheiks, is the one I'm about to play for you live now. The Sheiks played a lot of sort of Django-inspired music, and I listened to a lot of Django. I had a whole collection of his records at one point. And I liked the tune Daphne. And I always thought it would be great to write lyrics for it. And then I found that it had some lyrics, and then I heard the lyrics, and they were just terrible. And so I wrote some new lyrics, which I think are a lot better. And it's a challenging little piece for me on the guitar, and I enjoy playing it for that reason. This is my take on Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli's Daphne. Well, it's springtime on the Champs-Élysées, little breeze stirring in the trees, listening to the birds and bees and thinking about my Daphne. Yeah, you can keep your Spanish ladies, your Frauleins and your Rose O'Grady's. I'm as happy as a man can be, just to have my Daphne. She's an eyeful, my oh my, you know she makes me want to flap and fly. Un, deux, trois. Can she, can, man, oh man, there is nothing sweeter than her kisses, just like sips of wine. When she says she's mine, all mine, she leaves me speechless as a mine, crazy about my Daphne. She's the rape of old King Louis, lacy dress and parapluie. Shout out ooh la la and ooh-ee. I'm crazy about my Daphne, with her kisses just like sips of wine. When she says she's mine, all mine, she leaves me speechless as a mime. And I'm crazy about her. I love Paris every moment of the year. I love Paris. Oh why do I love Paris? Because my love is near. My fingers seem to be somewhat cursed today. Let me just wipe my hand this towel over here. And I'm taking a look at the temperature in my computer. Make sure it's all running smooth. Yeah, looks good. And yes, that's a very psychedelic song, my Josephine Dear. It's very psychedelic. Okay, finally, one more song from the period of time from the Sheiks and up until my leaving for Key West to live for a number of years. And it's yet another song that I wish that the Sheiks had recorded. It was, not to happen, so that's kind of sad. But this is a tune called Amnesia. And it's going to be played for you in recorded version. Here we go. This is from my recently released album that I recorded just over the last 6 months with Dan Simpson's help. A kind of retrospective album in some regards, and this is a tune called Amnesia.
Time can go so slowly in a bar room late at night, where the people move like ghosts through the smoky candlelight. The band is playing something that's got distance, man, they're cool. In the shadows of the back room, some old boys are playing pool. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. I get the funniest feeling, it must be deja vu. I'll tell you something, brother, just one time through will do. And it all comes back so clearly when I only stop to think. And on that note, I think I'll go and get myself another drink. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. There's a joke I'd like to tell you, but they say my timing's off. And before I hit the punchline, I always take a drag and cough. And that's just another nasty habit that I really ought to break. Oh, but if I don't, you know that won't be my first mistake. The bartender calls me buddy, the waitress calls me hun. The only song I request all night's Mother Nature's Son. The band, they just can't swing to that, so they play some Miles instead. And these crazy syncopations are all just fucking with my head. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. Getting close to closing time, the bouncer starts to loom. The manager is turning out all the lights around the room. The chairs are on the table, the band is getting paid. I leave here trying to hang on to those memories they played. This This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia. This blue light music's got me sinking into deep amnesia.
And with that, I'm going to conclude tonight's live stream. I think I lost my audience because of the glitches early on. I had to reestablish my links, and I don't think anybody knows how to find this, so I consider this practice. I'll be back tomorrow, if anyone is actually listening, at 7:30 Sunday. That's the 27th, and I'll be sure to post those links properly to both the emails and to Facebook. And so I'm just going to consider this a practice session, and I thank my lovely wife for supporting me in this and hanging out in the back room there while I muddle through a confusing situation. And bless anyone that catches this on the bounce. Be happy, be well. Love you all.